Hello, everybody. Robert Bache here. In this training, we're going to listen to another call with one of our agents with a real customer that he ended up enrolling. This call is pretty short for what you're going to listen to. I think it's about 8 or 9 minutes. And then the client ends up getting, or the agent ends up getting the sale, so I won't have us listen to that part. But you're going to hear the presentation, and it's kind of a hybrid presentation because the customer is an educational type because the customer is aging in about 4 or 5 months, but the customer already made a choice. They already chose a Medicare supplement plan. So you're going to hear the agent kind of do a hybrid pitch here. So please take your notes, and then after the call, I'll share my notes with you, and hopefully we get better.
Hello?
Hello, is Thomas available?
Yeah, speaking.
Hey, Thomas, this is David with Senior Healthcare Direct.
Yes, sir. How are
You were on our website requesting information. I'm doing well, sir. How about yourself?
Good.
So just wanted to touch base, see if we can further assist you with your coverage options. So in order to better assist you, who's your current coverage with?
What kind of coverage are we talking about?
So you're looking here into what Plan N covers, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah,
Okay.
I've taken out took out a policy with Mutual of Omaha for Medicare supplemental.
Okay. What plan? Did you go with the Plan N?
I believe I did, and I was kind of poking around late last night, early this morning, looking at it or whatever. So I think I'm covered. But if I'm not, I'll go to Plan B and add what I need to add. But I think I'm in good shape. So yes, sir.
Do you know how much that premium was for that Mutual of Omaha plan?
No, off the top of my head, I don't.
Okay, so if you went with the Plan N with Mutual of Omaha, your rate was going to be about 105.17.
Okay.
Okay. Do you live with anybody in your household?
I have a wife. Yes.
Wife. Okay. So if Plan N is what you went with, and I don't know if you've figured out exactly what it covers, Mutual of Omaha actually doesn't have the best rate in Illinois. The best rate in Illinois with a top provider is actually going to be through Aetna. I represent Mutual. It's one of the top 30 companies that we represent, but they're a top 5 company in the country right now when it comes to supplements. Aetna being among the top 5 as well. Mutual at 105 for the N plan, which is what the N plan is going for right now, is about $20 more expensive than the lowest rate on the market. So the lowest rate on the market is actually going to be through CVS. It's called the Ascendo Insurance Policy through CVS and Aetna affiliate. So they partnered because CVS bought out Aetna. That rate on that policy is actually $86.18. So it saves you right at about $20 a month off of what you're currently paying right now, or what you're going to be paying.
Well, let me ask you this: is there a way to back out of this policy? And
absolutely, there is, because you don't start Medicare until August 1st, correct?
Let's see. You start on your 65th birthday. Is that when you start?
No. So your birthday falls September 1st.
Yes, that's correct.
All right. So you start Medicare because it's September 1st. Medicare will begin the first day of the previous month before when you turn 65.
Yeah.
So you're looking at an August 1st start date for you. If your birthday was September 2nd, then you would start on September 1st. But in your case, you're starting as of August 1st. So as of August 1st, since your policy hasn't started yet and you're still in your open enrollment period, because I represent Mutual of Omaha, I can get your Mutual of Omaha canceled, I can get your Aetna enforced, and your policy would be effective as of August 1st for you.
Oh, man, that'd be great.
Now, question for you. Did you figure out what Plan N covers, exactly what you're getting from the Plan N?
Well, it seemed like it was covering about everything but that. But I'm no expert in covering.
Well, I'll explain it to you so you know exactly what you're getting from the Plan N. So Plan N carries the Medicare deductible, which is a one-time $198. It also carries the possibility of a $20 copay when you go to your primary specialist. So anytime you go to your primary or anytime you go to the specialist, they reserve the right to charge you up to $20 copay per visit. The other cost is if you go to the emergency room and you're treated in the emergency room and not admitted into the hospital. So they don't admit you into the hospital, it's a $50 copay cost to you. If you're admitted into the hospital, you pay nothing. And then the last charge, and I believe Illinois does charge it, but let me just double check it, is the excess charge, which simply states if you go to a doctor, typically a surgeon, that wants to charge more than what Medicare says something should cost, so they'll take Medicare, but they want to charge a little more because they feel like they should get more. On an N plan, you're responsible for paying 15% of the difference. So, for example, if a the Medicare gives a doctor $1,000, but that doctor wants to charge 1,500, you would pay 15% of the difference. So 15% of that $500 would charge you about $75 for that visit if the doctor did not take the amount Medicare paid him. So that's the end plan. It's typically the least expensive one from a monthly premium standpoint because it does have a few out of pockets. But it is a plan that shows really stable rates here as of recently as far as the increase history because it is such a popular or becoming a more popular plan as time goes on.
Okay, all right. Because whoever told me this policy, he was pretty emphatic that, well, you need to lock this in today because it's going to get more expensive the longer you wait, until you.
Well, I mean, that's yes, there's some truth to that, because policies can increase between now and the enrollment period, which is in October. So he's correct in what he's saying. But why he sold Mutual of Omaha, I don't doesn't make any sense to me because at 105, if you wanted to take a step up in coverage and go to the supplemental G plan, which only covers the 198 deductible and nothing else, you would only have paid $7 more with Aetna. Now he may not represent Aetna as I do, so he may have not had the ability to sell Aetna, and that's why he pushed Mutual of Omaha. But in your case, I mean, you definitely have either you can save $20 a month and go with the Aetna supplemental end plan, or you can save, or pay $5 more or $7 more and go with the G plan, which is increased coverage, and now you don't have to worry about the $20 copay and any of those other costs.
Well, and that's $7 more.
$7 more to get the G plan. In your case, because you're paying 105 with Mutual of Omaha.
Right.
So if you factor that off the G or off the end plan, it would be you're looking at 86 to 112. So in your case, how often would you say you go to the doctors?
Not that often.
Okay, so pretty healthy.
Not that often. Yeah, pretty much so.
Okay. If you don't go to the doctors very often, the end plan is typically the more popular plan. I need the end plan to be about $20 less expensive than the G plan for me to recommend it. But typically people would rather just keep the coverage simple and just say, well, I'd rather pay, $112 a month and never see a bill outside of my $185 deductible. But in your case, you could go either way and it would make sense for you.
Okay. Well, one thing for sure, I would certainly love to. I'm not planning on sitting down anytime. Most people don't think I'm as old as I am, but so yeah, but you never know. So
yep.
You never know. So.
Well, how about we get you with the end plan? Let's save you $20 off of what you were scheduled to pay. Keep coverage as is, $86 a month, and you have great insurance.
That sounds like a plan to me. What
all right. So do you have your Medicare card on you?
No, I don't think I have a card yet, but
if you don't, that's okay.
Okay. I mean, I can go and get this folder. I don't know if I have nuts and bolts.
Okay. Well, if you don't mind grabbing it, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the application. And I imagine he probably didn't go over your prescription plan, did he?
I don't remember it. Tell you what, why don't you circle back around to me? Give me about 5-10 minutes.
Okay. I can sit here and hold if you want to go ahead and get it. I have to pull everything up. I don't mind.
Oh, okay. All right. Not a problem, man. All right.
Take your time. I'll be here.
All right. Yep.
Okay, so that was a quick call. Now I'm going to share with you some of my notes from the call, and you can compare them to what your notes are in the call as well. All right, so as I mentioned, kind of a hybrid pitch. So we're going to start with the intro here. Decent intro. I mean, I think there was some pausing, but the lead kind of caused those pauses by interrupting him. But if you notice, the agent still ended with, what is your current coverage now? The agent on this call is a top agent in the country, and he ends his intro every single way that way. And like I've said in all my other trainings, if you do that again and again, it will increase your contact rate. You will get more people talking about their coverage instead of people hanging up on you in the first couple minutes. Our agent, now just full disclosure, this lead here was a search lead, so our agents can see exactly what the lead was searching for. So that's why in the intro, the agent referenced, so you were looking into exactly what Plan N covers. That's because this lead obviously searched, what does Plan N cover, and the agent was able to see that, and he did a good job of using that to his advantage. All right, so call flow, fact finding. So client thinks he has a Moo Medigap. Agent did a good job of probing to try and help the client figure out what he has. The agent did two good things here. So whenever you're doing this type of hybrid pitch, which it's kind of an educational pitch, but also kind of Medigap to Medigap. But really, this applies anytime you are talking to somebody who's aging in. I believe this client's about 5 months away, 4 to 5 months away from going on to Medicare. And what this agent did is what you need to apply in similar scenarios, which is it's very important that if someone already made a choice, but they're still 4 or 5 months out, you want to create doubt in their choice. And you can do that a couple different ways. What this agent did is he brought up the fact that in this particular situation, well, let's say they have a Medicare Advantage plan. Well, you can create doubt that they, for one, understand, hey, has anyone told you the difference between Medicare Advantage and Medicare Supplement? And you want to create doubt in what they chose. And that's how you can get them to still listen to you and get opportunity to present them and sell them. The agent on this call did a really good job. Now, this person said they have a Mutual Omaha plan in. So the agent needed to create doubt in this person's mind for two ways, and the agent did a great job. The first way is price, right? So, the client, the lead brought up that he has Mutual of Omaha. Now, this agent did an excellent job of actively dialing. If you notice how quickly the agent was able to pull the quotes. So the agent has two screens open, one with the lead information, one with his quoting tool information. So while he's dialing, he's putting in the zip code and the client's age because we have that data, and he's pulling up the quotes right away. He had the quotes ready when that client answered the phone. Now, so he wanted to create doubt in that client's mind that, hey, choosing Mutual of Omaha, was that a good choice? Well, one way to create doubt in that is price. Does Mutual of Omaha have the best price? And then also, if you chose Plan In, and this is his words exactly, I don't know if he figured out exactly what Plan In covers. What the agent said here is how he says it, but what you want to do there is if someone chose a plan, you got to create doubt in what they chose, and you can use education to do that. So, first thing is they just chose a Medicare supplement, one, can you beat the price they have? Like, do they have the best price? And two, do you really understand what the plan covers? So I made the notes here. The two things were great for helping the agent win the first 3 minutes and keep the lead's interest. The lead said early on he thinks he is covered. So the agent needed to create doubt in the lead's mind that the lead chose the best plan. So the agent brought up that in his area, Moo is not the best price, and does the lead really understand what he chose? So the agent poked at him and brought up, well, Moo doesn't have the best price, Aetna does. And then also, do you even really know what Plan In covers? So those are two things that he did that really helped him win the first 3 minutes. Presentation, this was an interesting call because it's an educational pitch because the client's turning 65, but also kind of Medigap to Medigap because the client had chosen Medigap. So like I just mentioned, in this scenario, the agent needs to create doubt for what the client chose early or chose either by questioning the lead to see if they understand what they chose and or to have the lead question if they have the best price. And the agent did a great job of that. Summary, did a good job of explaining what the Plan In covers, kept it short and simple. This is important because the agent assumes that this is important because a lot of agents assume that the leads know more than they do, and this is a problem for a few reasons. There's a lot of misinformation out there, and the reality is people are confused. Oftentimes, leads think that they know more than they do about what they chose or what plan they have. If you guys have been doing telephonic sales or any sales for a long period of time, a lot of times somebody will call a Medicare Advantage plan a supplement, or they'll call a supplement a Medicare Advantage plan. They'll call a Plan In a Plan G or G and F. A lot of times they're very confused on what they have or what they think they're about to choose. So it's always good. So here's what I wrote. The agent can gain credibility by explaining the plans and connecting dots and clarifying questions that a lead had before they spoke with that agent. So, he did a really good job of applying, and this is some seller sixth sense here. This agent realized that this person Googled or Binged, literally searched what exactly does Plan In cover. His fact finding told him that he covered Plan In. So the agent did a great job of recognizing this person has this feeling that he chose something and is having buyer's remorse about it and may not feel he understands it. So I thought he did a good job by complimenting him on choosing that plan and then highlighting what it covered. And then this is what the lead said. The previous agent told me to lock in the price because they can increase. I think the agent used open enrollment to scare the guy into registering, which we've all done before. But I think in this scenario, the agent did a good job of moving himself away from being a salesperson to a consultant by bringing up the fact, well, that's kind of true, but also you don't have to be crazy about it because the rates don't change that much. So I think he went from sales to consultant route there, kind of like, listen, calm down, I can help you. You want to register and get it done. So he kept the urgency there, but he also kind of made it sound like, hey, I'm on your team. You don't have to feel like you're rushed to do anything. The agent brought up Plan G. Now, this is a judgment call. I actually think the agent confused the client a little bit here and almost talked himself out of a sale. I think he should have just stuck with the Plan in this scenario. And as I wrote that, I kept listening, and then the agent did that. So the agent did a great recovery here. He realized that he was confusing the lead, picked up on the fact that the lead doesn't go to the doctor that much, and quickly asked for a close that made sense. So the agent recognized, okay, well, maybe I'm confusing this guy a little bit. He just told me he doesn't go to the doctor a whole lot. I can save him $20 for the plan that he already chose. So my best avenue of least resistance is, and this is what the agent said, you know what, let's just save you the $20 a month and get you that plan in taken care of today. So that was great. I probably would not have brought that up to begin with. The agent did, but then the agent recovered very nicely. Client asked the agent to call him back while he grabs his meds and Medicare card. Great job by the agent to request a hold while he grabs it. Something very simple. A lot of you guys are naturally good at sales. You would say, yeah, it's a no-brainer. You never get off the phone with a customer. I will share with you that I train agents all day, every day, and I have agents that in that same exact scenario would have said, okay, cool, I'll call you back in 5 minutes. And then there's a 50-50 shot that person never answers the phone again. Why? Because maybe when he goes out to go get his meds or something, the phone rings and it's somebody else, his grandchildren or whoever, and he gets sidetracked, and then he ends up never returning your call because at the end of the day, he's like, you know what, it's only $20 a month. I'll just keep what I have. So kudos to the agent for keeping that, saying, listen, I'll hold for you. Again, this goes back to me, sellability. You don't know how many sellable people you're going to get on the phone for that day. So by all means, there is nothing wrong with saying, you know what, I'll go ahead and pull up the application. Now, I know that agent probably already had that up. It does not take that agent 5 or 10 minutes to pull up the application, but the customer doesn't know that. So it was very smart by the agent to stay on the phone, also bringing up Part D and about how he can add value to him for that. All right, my last slide here. So Medicare Bob's notes. I'm going to be honest with you. I think this was just a really, really good lead. And so I think that there's a lot of agents that would have got this sale knowing what they were looking for. They're aging in open enrollment. They probably talked to a captive agent that only sells mutuals. So here you have another great brand name that's going to save the customer over $20 a month. But the agent got it. So I think the agent did a great job of not giving up in the first 3 minutes, because a lot of agents would have gave up when the lead said that he already chose a move plan in. But this agent was ready with a better quote, which created doubt in the lead's mind about what he chose. So, even though this was a really, really good lead, I have agents all day, every day that agent would have said, well, I think I'm taken care of. I already chose a Mutual Maha plan in. I'm telling you, I have probably half my agents would have just said, okay, well, you have a good day, but then this agent, who happens to do about 70 Medicare policies a month, didn't accept that. Well, let's make sure you got the best one, and created doubt. So he did a great job there. Bad thing, I do feel the agent rushed at times and cut off the lead from finishing some of the sentences. That's normal. A lot of my younger agents and my top producing agents often go a little bit fast. They often will cut the person off while they're trying to finish a sentence. And so I always give them a sales tip, which I have to give myself all the time when I'm selling, which is, remember, even though we as agents are having these same conversations all day, every day, which is an advantage to us, right? Because we should be getting better every day, because we're going to hear the same things over and over again. So we should perfect our craft and get better every day, every week, every month, every year. You should be improving your ability on the leads that you get to close those leads. But the downside to having the same conversations every day is often we forget that even though we have these conversations 100 times a month, this is the first time that lead is having that conversation with us. So we got to keep that in mind, that even though we've had these conversations every day, it's the first time that this customer is having that conversation with you. So you got to bring your A game. All right. Overall, listen, the agent got the sale. As long as he did a great job of winning the first 3 minutes and just probing and keeping the guy on the phone to see if he could save him money. The big pitfall there is I think a lot of agents would have just said, okay. I think some agents might have, lost those first 3 minutes and then not got the sale. But this agent won the first 3 minutes and got the sale.